behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover 'em first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Palm Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got another great interview coming up shortly, but don't forget about the subscribe and bell buttons below you there. And you'll always be notified of any new episodes coming your way when you do that. And we'd love for you to leave a comment on the comment section. We'd love to hear from you there. And if you check out the description part, we'll have contact info for you. And those contact info will be repeated at the closing credits at the end of the show, so I hope you'll stay tuned for that. From Decker, West Virginia today, we have Billy Payne, very talented country artist. I think you're really going to love this guy. And we'll get to that in a second, but first here's another quick word from the Kane Gordon Show and TLC Travel Agency, and it begins right now, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
The Caden Gordon Show. Today's best country mix is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
Ever thought about owning your own business? Tanya Lapsley-Cockett did. She decided a little over 5 years ago that she was going to be an entrepreneur, so she started her travel business. Tanya is married and works a full-time job. Her business has given her amazing opportunities. Not only does she get to help people create memories by booking their vacations, sporting and entertainment tickets, rental cars, etc., but it has also allowed her to help other families create legacy income. The travel industry is extremely lucrative and is an $8 trillion industry. The travel industry is projected to earn in excess of $15 trillion over the next 10 years. The travel industry pays its professionals up to 70 to 80% commission on the travel that they book for themselves and their clients. As a travel business owner, Tanya books travel and teaches others how to own and operate their own travel business. She is a director in training on the marketing side of her business, where she has helped over 90 families start their own businesses. If you're interested in owning your own travel business, please contact Tanya at 917-743-1199 or at ladytlc3555@me.com.
Okay, we're back, and with us from Beckley, West Virginia, we have Billy Payne with us today. Thanks for joining us, Billy.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad to have you here. Well, why don't we start with the story on you? I mean, have you always wanted to be an artist? Maybe it came much later in life. I mean, tell us in your own words. We'd love to hear your story about your music journey.
Well, actually, I got a little late start. I've been at it now about 32 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like an accident, really.
Mm-hmm.
I walked into a club one night and they wanted me to sing a little bit, so I did, and that's how it got started. I mean, it's just it in that nutshell right there.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to be a singer, but I never did go. I didn't really chase the dream, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And but after I got going with it, I liked it pretty well.
Mm. Well, yeah. Well, that's a good story. Anyway, I'm glad that you found music later in life, and hopefully you have many years ahead of you, Billy.
Well, I hope so. I've been giving it my all. Been doing pretty well with it, you know.
Yeah, and of course, you all are going to find out when we play the video in just a few minutes. But I think the song's really great. Why don't you tell us about some of the influences? You know, some of the bands you grew up with and how motivate you and inspire you.
Well, I was a big George Jones fan, Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash was probably my first influence. My mom and dad bought me a Johnny Cash record for Christmas, and it was live at San Quentin, and it was just something a first grader should have never had in his library, so to speak. But you know, it really really intrigued me a lot, to uh, just the music itself and how Johnny represented himself.
Mhm.
I really took to that style, and so from there I went to Johnny Cash and a lot of others, and I'd watched the Porter Wagner and Bill Anderson shows on television. We only had three channels back then, and
Right.
all three of them got a country music show of some sort, and that was what I did a lot. I was listening to records that my mom and dad had, and plus what they started buying me. And then later on, I got into Waylon and Hank Williams Jr. and Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard, of course, and Buck Owens a lot when I was younger. And I just like that style,
Hmm.
And I'm a nut for chicken picking guitar. I just love that.
Yeah, yeah, those are some great bands. I hadn't thought about Porter Wagner in some time, but yeah, he was pretty good. And of course, you said George Jones, and the funny thing you mentioned about Johnny Cash is that Live at San Quentin, I think that probably has to be one of his, all-time selling albums, or it was one of the popular ones at the time anyway. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. With the bleeps in it, I knew it had to be something bad.
mm.
Especially for a first grader.
Right,
I
exactly.
wondered for years, I was just a little fella and wondered for years, what is he saying? you know, but I ended up getting the copy that has it all the way through. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Well, tell everybody where we can find you at. I'm sure you're on all streaming platforms, but are you on any official sites, any social media sites, so forth? Tell us everybody about that.
Well, you can find me on my original official website. It's billypaynecountry.com.
Mm-hmm.
And also on Facebook, it's Billy Payne Country Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I have several different sites. I don't actually know the links to them, but you can get to them through my site.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm on Spotify and YouTube, and I'm on every download format there is on the internet.
Okay, well, go to your favorite streaming sites and download that, and also go to his social media sites like on Facebook. I know he would love you for that. And of course, check out billypaynmusic.com and
Oh yeah.
check out everything there is to know there. And I know he would love you for that. And excuse me, this song is called Gypsy. It's probably a great story behind this song, but tell us a little story about that.
Well, actually, it's a song written by Ray Scott, and when I heard Ray do it on one of his older albums,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of related to it because it's really about the life of a musician on the road
Mm.
and playing his music, and nobody's heard everything he's done, and I really really got into that part of the song because it's just something that I was doing, and hoping that somebody would hear my song,
Mm-hmm.
So I related to it a whole lot.
Yeah, and I can definitely tell that. It's like I said, it's a really great song, and we'll be playing that in just 1 second. But before we do, Billy, we want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. Come back anytime you want to plug something new. Maybe we'll have you back on sometime.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Paul. And sorry it was a spur of the moment thing, but maybe next time we can do a longer thing.
Yeah, maybe so. But I guess we'll think about that, Billy.
Yeah.
But we did enjoy having you.
But yeah, like I say, my website is billypaynecountry.com.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, without further ado, here is Gypsy by Billy Payne, and it begins right now.
Freeway signs and faded black top, backstage doors and parking lots. That's the world I'm mostly seeing. Staring out a wide window, 1,000 miles away from my home. That's a gypsy in me. Oh, the gypsy in me can't stay in one place too long. There's somebody out there that still ain't heard my song. Yeah, so I roll on to where this road leads. That's a gypsy in me. It's in my heart, bare my soul. An old guitar, and a microphone. I stand up here and sing what I believe. And then I close my eyes and fold my hands. Thank God I got a girl that understands and loves the gypsy in me. Oh, the gypsy in me can't stay in one place too long. There's somebody out there that still ain't heard my song. Yeah, so I roll on to where this road leads. And that's a gypsy in me. If I never heard I walk the line, free bird, you were always on my mind. The Rambling Man, and me and Bobby McGee. If I'd never seen the Man in Black, I wouldn't feel the need to wear this kind of hat. And there wouldn't be gypsy in me. Oh, the gypsy in me can't stay in one place too long. There's somebody out there that still ain't heard my song. Yeah, so I roll on to where this road leads. That's a gypsy in me.